everybody. We are here again to start our work on printing. Last week we discussed about batik, which Nigeria popularly known as Adire Eleko. We discussed about the process of batik, that is, it is a means of designing a fabric with the use of candle wax or starch resist, which I called cassava powder, elubo lafun, that day. Then we made mention of the process, the method that we can use. We discussed about wax, we discussed about starch. Then we moved down to the practical. We did single color and double color. For this afternoon, we are moving down to printing, which is another techniques or method of designing a fabric. When I mean fabric, I'm regarding to what and to clothes. In the beginning, we have printing as new innovation under textile design. And what is printing? It simply means creation of pattern on a fabric with pigment or color or other color substances with the use of hand or machine. In the primary school, we have pupils to color their work with crayon. Printing starts from that stage. When I said with the use of machine and hand, it is somebody that will control the machine. When we are saying hand, you use your hand to make the sketch. Then you mix your color, then you hold your brush with your hand to design it. We have another definition that says printing is the process of applying textile ink or paint on the fabric in order to produce pattern. Printing does not limit on textile alone. We have printer, printing press. Those people that print book, they are printer. But the one we want to lay emphasis on this afternoon is the artistic printing, which is the use of mesh. At times we use local material, that is, we improvise with our cardboard. At times we improvise with cocoyam. This cocoyam is quite different from yam we are taking. We also use something we call it stamp. When you buy something in the supermarket, they quickly give you your receipt. The stamping they use to stamp it to know the owner of the enterprise or whatever is another one that we improvise under printing. Printing involves transfer of image. How do you transfer the image? You can use your pencil to sketch what you want to draw on the cardboard. It is this cardboard that you now place on your fabric. That shows that you transfer the image from cardboard to your fabric. That is the reason that made me define it as printing is the transfer of image or impression from one surface area into another by the use of color. It is on the surface when you draw the image or motif. It is another way when you transfer it from the cardboard to the fabric that you want to decorate. Then we have different methods that you can use in printing. Let's assume that you want to use cardboard. Under cardboard, you dab. How do you dab? When you mix your ink, you use foam. You can only dab when you are using foam. But in another way around, when you want to print, that shows that you want to use mesh. Here is a sample of what I'm trying to put across. Here is my cardboard. I've made a sketch of birds on it. If I should cut this, I don't know, maybe you can see this cardboard.
We can, ma. We can.
Yes, we can.
There is a sketch of bird on it. If I should use blade or cutting knife to trace it out now, when I put it on my fabric, I will be using foam on it. This is foam. When I'm doing it like this, that shows I'm dabbling it. That is dabbling method. Here is another material. Can you see it?
Yes.
Hello, ma.
We can see, ma.
This one is called mesh. MESH. This is new material. This is the latest method and is the fastest and the easiest way. Before you draw this one, you just go to the computer to print out the image. Then you transfer it on this mesh. How do you transfer? I think you can see one blue something on it. We call the chemical that blue on it, we call it blue emulsion. You mix the blue emulsion with bricomade. Then you spread it on this mesh. This is a net we frame with wood. The process is somehow technical. I supposed to do everything here this afternoon, but the process, we cannot expose the chemical into light. When you want to expose it, you expose it in the dark room. Let's assume that I wanted to do it now. I need to close one side of the window so that the place will be shade. That is why I process everything. This one is called mesh. I think you can see some drawing on it. These are the motif. One is bird, this one is fire, and the one in the middle is tree. This one is palm tree, and the last one is cowrie. That shows that you can use different motif. Motif simply means, when we say motif, it is a major theme in our design. The motif is a unit of design. Once I cut this one out, is motif. Everything on this mesh is referred to as design. But once you pick one out of it, that one you pick is called motif. That is the one that forms major design is called motif. But when you compose everything, that you bring them together like this, we refer to it as design. Here is design that we want to use this afternoon. And this design is a sample of relief printing. Why is it relief? Relief means the design or artwork that cannot stand alone, that stand on a medium. Hardly you can recognize this one on this mesh. But let me print it on the fabric. It will communicate to you. You will see bird, you will see fly, you will see fire, and you see tree. That is motif. Any artwork or design that cannot stand on its the meaning, that rests on the surface before you can get the meaning, is called relief. This is relief printing. If I should tear this mesh now or net, you cannot see it again. But because I've bring it out with the help of chemical, easily you can recognize that this one is a bird, this one is fire, the one in the middle is tree, and this edge is cowrie, because they appear on a surface. We call something pattern. In your design, you cannot just print this one alone and say you've made a design. You must print them in a repeated form. When we want to print now, you place it on your fabric in a repeated manner until when the whole surface of your fabric is covered with the design. That is, then you have pattern. There is difference between motif, design, and pattern. A unit of design form, a unit of motif form, design. Arrangement of design in a repeated pattern form pattern. Until then, the people can admire that this is a pattern. I like this pattern, I like that pattern. And how do you get your motif? You get your motif from symbol. What is the meaning of symbol? In our own land here, when you see cross on any car, you know that that car or bus is ambulance. That symbol is used in hospital. You can use it to design your clothes. We have floral motif. We have line. You can form your motif from line. All these ones are called motif. You can form them from abstract. What is the meaning of abstract motif? Abstract motif is the motif that is not in details, that does not appear in details. When you want to draw human being, you may draw the skull alone. That is abstract. It is not possible for a human being to just have head alone or skull alone. You can have it from the border pattern. And what is the meaning of border pattern? That is the edges. These edges, you can create them from the geometrical shape. Geometrical shape may be from the zigzag, it may be from diagonal, it may be from cycle. All these ones are sources in which we can derive our pattern. We can derive our pattern from nature. What is the meaning of nature? Nature objects are referred to God-created objects, like tree, like palm tree, fruits, grasses, feed. All these ones are called nature objects. Likewise, you can derive your motif from man-made objects. And what is the meaning of man-made objects? Man-made objects are the object that we produce by our own making or through our creativity. In another form, you can get your motif from alphabetical or numerical shape. When we say alphabetical, from A, B, C to Z, you can use them to form your motif. Likewise, you can derive your motif from traditional objects, like the one on this match now. This cowrie is part of the traditional object. You can use drum, like talking drum. All this one can serve as your motif. We have another one as object. Object like musician instruments, like xylophone, like trumpet. All these one can serve as your motif. But once you want to use them, you use them in a composition. When we say composition, you bring them together. Like what I did here, I did not pick just one motif. There is bed there is fire, there is cowrie, there is palm tree, and there is tree itself. This one is referred to as composition, so that the audience may admire our printing. The printing will not flat. When we say so artwork that flat, that is, it is meaningless. Once it's meaningless, it cannot bring money and it cannot bring customers. Hello, class. Hello, ma.
Hello, ma. We are following you.
We are with you, ma.
Yes, ma.
Thank you.
Yes, we have another one as block printing. When we say block, this one is not block now because it is many. Let me show you the sample of block printing. Here is a sample of block printing. Hello, ma, can you see this shape?
Yeah, we can see it, ma. We can see it.
Yes. That is stamp. That is stamp. You draw the object, you draw the fly, you draw the animal on a flat plywood. When I made mention of plywood, it is easy for us to carve plywood. Then you carve it out. In order to improvise in the absence of plywood, you can use yarn. You cut the yarn. Then you now you draw the motif on it. At a time, you can use soap, bar soap. You get the bar soap, you use your pencil to draw the motif of your choice on that soap. Then you now carve it out. It is this soap or this yarn that you dip into your printing ink that you now transfer it to the clothes or to your fabric. All this one, they take time. Then, and if care is not taken, they may dirty the cloth or the fabric may stay. But the issue of mesh, when you practice block, somebody that want to print 5 years, if I should print on this mesh, I can print it like maybe 60 years before that person will conclude his work on 5 years. So we've realized that this one is new method and it's a bit fast. Then It is not to that extent cost. That is why people like to embark on such method. But when we want to teach learner, in order not to be wasting money on this mesh, if you want to dry the mesh, when you are in this, you can quickly on your fan. You can quickly on your generator to dry the mesh. But in block, you don't need to dry anything. You just cut it. It's only the blade or the knife you use to carve can wound your hand if care is not taken or if someone is in haste. All these one are what you need to look on before you go into the printing. The one we want to examine this afternoon is called scale printing. Scale printing. Then in screen printing, you use what we call scale G. Here is my scale G. That is the object that I will use to transfer the image. It is this scale G that will force the printing on the mesh. Without you cannot just place your mesh and your ink on fabric. It is this object that we call scale G that will help you to transfer the ink into the motif onto your fabric. The other one I made mention of foam. Foam cannot work on this mesh. Foam can only work on cardboard. In another one, if you don't get cardboard, because if you want to print with this cardboard, within little time, the cardboard will soak. Better when you want to draw or you want to sketch your object, you can quickly use carpet, either new carpet or used carpet. You can make your sketch on it, then you cut it out. That one can even last. It can stand test of time. If you manage this mesh, you can use it for like 2 to 6 months. But if you can't manage it, you can use it just a week, then everything will vanish. It is compulsory for us to get this material that are called, is a tool that are called scale G. This one is improvised and it can last more than the new one. That new one is wooden handle. For this one, you don't need to do any other thing than to get it in the market from the cobbler. They are using it to build their shoes, so they sell it for you. You just cut it out. After using, then you wash it. You keep it in a place for another use. Now the process of this screen printing, you get your materials ready, and the most essential materials is fabric. This is my fabric. This one is white fabric, while this one is colored fabric. Immediately when you get your fabric, you get other tools and materials ready, like this wood and the net on it. You nail it stapler. You don't need to use nail. You nail it with stapler. Then you coat it with Bricomade and blue emulsion. To get this Bricomade or blue emulsion, you go to any artistic shop. They are selling it. They are selling in big quantity and in small quantity. You can also give the mesh to the artist. They will produce it. So far, you give them the idea of your motif. If you get to any computer center, just tell them that you want to design a cloth under printing. They have Corel 9, Corel Draw 11. They have this design. They will print for you. After you receive it, it will be on white paper. This is the one I print from the something yesterday in order to show it to you. Can you see it, everybody?
Yes, ma.
Yes, we can see it, ma.
Let's assume that we want to use this one now. This is bed. This big one, and this is the supportive one, small. You now put kerosene. If you don't want to use kerosene, that shows that you will not print on the paper. You print on tracing paper. If you use tracing paper, you don't need any other thing. But if it is ordinary paper like this, you need to apply kerosene or oil so that the image will be transferable on this mesh. You know, we have already coated this one with Bricomade and blue emulsion. That Bricomade is yellow in color, and blue emulsion is blue. You mix the two together. Once you mix the two together, you apply it on this mesh. Then you put it in a dark place, maybe 45 minutes. Based on this weather now, around 45 minutes, it will dry up. You now place this paper, you place it on it like this. You take it to the sun. When you take it to the sun, the process of that sun is to expose this the image on this to the mesh. We call it transfer. One transfer. When you want to transfer, you place it here, then you take it to the sun. For how many minutes? Just 3 minutes or latest. 3 minutes is okay. When you put it, you just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 40. You are okay. Once you count from 1 to 40, the thing might have done. Then you leave the sun. You now drop it. You put water on it. Immediately when you put water on it, you just realize that the image here, the motif on this paper has transferred into this mesh. You started putting water. You can use ordinary hand. While putting water, you can use foam just to be clean it little by little. And as you are cleaning it with water, the image will be coming out small until when the whole thing show. Then you spread it. You put it into sun for another 10-15 minutes. It is ready for use. It has ready for use. This one is the most simple method, so that you not use blade, you not use. Well, as a learner, you can start from this method. You can draw. When you draw, you cut it out, then you place it. We will practice everything. I will cut this one out. We will put it on the fabric. We will print it before we go to this one. Those are the two methods that we are going to embark on this afternoon. We made mention of that one. Then when it is block, you first of all look for wood. If it is soap, you look for soap. If it is yam, you look for yam. Then you draw. You cut it into a smooth shape. When it is smooth, you now make your sketch on that soap or on that wood or on that yam. You now cut it out with blade, with razor blade or with cutting knife. When you cut it in a smooth manner, if the edges don't smooth, it will affect the printing. You cut it that the edges will be smooth, so that the design will be smooth on the fabric. The only problem with this one, if the ink is watery, it will smear while printing. But if the ink is not, it is okay. If it is not watery, nothing will happen to it. You just print and you leave. But this one, if the edges are not smooth, the design, even you yourself might not like it, not to talk of others to cherish it. That is just it. You need to be very, very careful. Why prepare the stencil? This is what we call stencil. But immediately when you put this design on it and you cut it, it has changed to stencil. You just place your stencil on it. Gradually you print, you dab, until when the whole surface of the fabric is covered. Then if you want to use this one, I don't know, maybe you see this white one, is sellotape. You put sellotape at the edge, so that when you place it on your fabric, you use that sellotape to tape it, so that it will not be shaking. It will not shift until when you are through with it. You put it so that the work will be neat and be proportioned. That is the scale printing and block printing. Let me listen to questions before we go into the practical. Hello, ma.
Any question? Hello, ma. Does anyone have any question? Let me check the chat box. Maybe there's no question, ma. You can continue.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. I want to cut this one out now. This shade, this bed.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, this is my razor blade. Here is another one. What I put on this mesh, this is the one I sketch with my hand. But I print this one is computer work. But I draw this one, I sketch it with my hand so that everything will not be as if it is magic. I want to cut this one out now.
Oh, we can't see what you're doing, ma.
I will show you later.
All right, ma.
No, nítorí náà. Ẹ̀ṣọ́ ní láti orí ìpàtẹ́.
Wọ́n ní láti. Mo rò pé kan fi fóònù kan ta lọ́ọ̀tì wọn lọ́jọ́ yẹn.
Thank you. We can see it now. Thank you so much.
Can you see it now?
Yeah, we can see.
This is the
See
bed.
it.
Thank you.
Yes, I see it. So,
Yeah.
so fine.
Here is another tree on the paper with bed. But what is on this paper is on the mesh. So we don't need to cut this one. I
All
just
right.
want to use this one as sample. That once you cut the image, then it is be easy for us to put on the paper. We made
Okay.
mention of printing ink. Let me show you the printing ink. We call this one Serites. This is color yellow. This one is color red, and this one is color blue. For you to have 2 or 3 colors, you must put what we call color theory into consideration. That is, using of full color and warm color. Warm color are resided color like blue, brown, green, wine, navy blue, black, etc. While warm color are bright or shout color like yellow, red, orange, pink, white, lemon, cream, etc. The two can work out in different ways. Let's assume that you are fair in complexion. The color that will suitable for your own color will be cool colors because someone is fair in complexion. While someone that's dark in complexion, the bright color, which we refer to as warm color, will be suitable for such. As an artist, when you want to print your fabric, you print in order for the color to match both dark complexion and fair complexion. If you can see what my dress is a sample of printing material, and what we use is dotted. If you can see it clearly, this is it. For me to get this material now, I quickly get a Guinea from Hausa, then I printed on it with yellow color. The background is purple color, although the background is white, and we dyed into purple color. What we use to make this dotted, that is with the printing, is just sponge. We just mix the color and we dip the sponge on it to print it out. It
Wow.
is easy. Yes, it is easy. Now we want to make use of printing ink. How do you get the original of this ink? You don't need to look for original or fake. Just buy the one you see. There is one chemical, we call it binder. When you buy the chemical, when you buy the ink, you buy binder. That binder, it is liquid form that you use to mix the ink so that it will not wash. It will allow it to stick and permanent on your fabric, that is any suitable material you use. Just make sure that the material you use is 100% cotton. 100% cotton. In another one, if you want to improvise binder, you quickly get to your farm or your garden. You look for plantain juice, the one we call banana or plantain. You get the juice. You add it, you use it to mix your ink. So it will help you to permanent on your fabric. So this one will not allow us to worry maybe it will wash or not. If you cannot buy the binder, you look for plantain trees. You extract the juice from it. Is it clear now?
It's clear.
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
clear, ma'am. Yes.
I said about something about fear, somebody fair in complexion or somebody dark in complexion. Through these 3 colors now, we can mix as many. Let's assume that we want to use green color this afternoon. When you mix yellow and blue together, it will quickly give you your green color. For us to get our orange, you mix a drop of red plus a drop of yellow. It will quickly give us our orange color. For us to get our purple color this afternoon, when you mix a drop of blue plus a drop of red, it will give us what we call purple color. So these 3 colors, we can derive as many from the mixture of the 3 colors. That is the mixture of yellow, red, and blue. Let's now start with blue color. This is my red color now. This is yellow color. We have two materials here. One is blue color. So far the cloth is cool. The color that will come out on it will be warm. This one is warm. The color that will come out on it will be cool. If we use white or yellow on this white now, it will be impossible for us to see it at distance. But as this one it is now, you can use red, you can use blue. This one a bit can both a little bit of warm can work on it, while the whole warm cool color can work out on the white fabric. Here is our fabric now. We want to dab this one. I told you that this one is Occupy dabbling method. For us to have the good printing, you have extra paper. You need extra paper like this one. Immediately when you did the foam into the ink, you cannot place it on the motif directly. You do it like this. So you now bring the something. This is my yellow color. Just to design the bed with different colors. I want to use red now. What is happening now is the absence of failure to put what I call sellotape on it. If I should put sellotape now, my what is it called? Stencil will not be shifting. This method is what I call dabbling method. I've dabbed the something now. When you remove it, for you to have the accurate figure, you now use your brush to cover all this space, until then you have the full bed. And if you want it to be in abstract form, the one I did now appear in abstract form. If you like it to be in abstract form, that shows that you continue. But if you want it to appear full, You now use brush to cover all this space. That is dabbling method. But for us to have the mesh work now, we now see the one that is most simplest one. This is mesh now. We now put our printing ink on it. We spread it. The problem with this one is that you cannot use this mesh as it is to print the three colors at the same time.
Right.
When you finish with blue color, you watch it, you spread it before you use it for another color. Let's now see. I think you can see.
Yeah. Oh, we can see it. Fine. Beautiful.
Yes, it's
Oh,
fine.
In a repeated form.
right.
You place it back. If you are following me now, because of what happened on this plate, it cannot contain it again, but you may make it half. Once you want to make it half, if you want to make it half, you do it like this. That shows that the tree cannot appear fully. Can you see? Here is another design.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Can someone compare between block and screen printing? You can see that what this mesh will produce within the little time, hardly can the first one produce it in a day. And the work will be neater. The work will be complete. Me seeing this one now, let's assume that we want to sell the material. People will admire this before this one, before the first one. So the new and the latest method and the simplest one is screen printing. If you look at this one now, this one is example of what we use to design bubu. Like if you don't want to take it to tailor, you can easily make this one to design for kaftan or bubu. So it is not need, you cannot take it to Tico machine or anyone. Just design it, then you sew it. Maybe for any occasion, birthday or funeral or whatever it is being used. In my school now, we have something we produce like this. During the cultural day, during any festival, we have a cultural, we will put it on as the attire that they use to dance to for the celebrant or whatever. So it is good when somebody can lay hand on printing. If I want to use red now, because blue is on the mesh, it will turn to purple. So I want to print with red color now, but it will appear in purple color. It will bring out purple color. I want to add red to it. And I told you earlier that for you to have your purple color, you mix red plus blue together.
You're right. It's nice.
There is another color.
Wow, that's fine.
Now we want to make use of our yellow color. This one will give us green color. But this red, blue plus yellow, the result will be what? Green. We've come to the final stage. This is the fabric now. This is our printed material.
It's fantastic. It's nice. Wow.
This,
Yeah, it's beautiful.
easily you can recognize. Easily you can recognize the motif. This is cowrie. This is palm frond. And this is tree. Here is bed. And this is fire. There is no how you cannot place it. You can use this one alone to design Ankara. You can use this one to decorate for children. You can use this one to decorate for whole day. When during conference for Holy Spirit, or the fire is a symbol that is good for religious purpose. So here is our printing proper. There is no how you cannot handle it with the help of block or screen printing. You can see the edges will be neat and sharp, and it will make the clothes clean. It will not stain. In the process of everything, you need to put on your safety precaution so that the neither or will be contacted. Although
It's
this
very nice.
thing,
Thank you.
don't need to fight or die. On white background, you can print on colored background. The difference between this printing with batik or tie-dye, that one you need tie, the other one you need wax. Only what you need here is your mesh and your ink together with Skilji. In the absence of that Skilji, you can use your bedroom slippers that is done up. Use the one, you can cut it. You cut it to your own shape, then you use it. But the one I use now, I bought it from the cobbler, the one they use to build their slippers or shoe. That one is strong a bit because the one I use now, I bought in more than a year. So the material, they are easily available in the market and they are not to that extent. So here is printing for. Let's go and spread it. Will I hold it for the question or I should spread it so that I can answer the available questions?
If anybody has any question, please just speak out and ask. It's very explanatory. Thank you, ma. Yeah, maybe there's no question for now.
Okay. Ẹ ṣó ní ìdí kan rí tẹ bá strike? Bẹ́ẹ̀.
Can you see me, ma?
Yes, we can
Hello,
see
ma.
it, ma. Yeah, it's very nice.
This one will appear in green because we are using yellow ink on background of blue. And I told you that the mixture of green and blue and yellow together will produce green.
Okay.
If we try to add red now, it will give us orange.
Eh?
Here is green color. Can you see it?
Yeah. Thank you.
Color now. By mixing red plus yellow together, which I've said earlier on that the two color will give us orange. When you mix red and yellow together, the result will be orange color. Here is another one on cool color, and the
Oh,
first one on warm color. This one is orange plus green color. And how do we get our orange color? The mixture of red plus yellow will give us orange, while the mixture of green and blue plus yellow will give us green color. Here is this one is called screen printing. Also, this one is called screen printing with the use of mesh, squeegee, and printing ink to bring out our desired pattern. I told you at the beginning of this lecture that single motif like this one is called motif. While arrangement of different motif is called design. While the printing of design in repeated form or in repeated manner is regarded as pattern. What we have now is combination of motif and design that form pattern. Now it is time to ask question, if any. Hello,
thank
ma.
you so much, ma.
Yes.
Please ask
You
questions.
can.
Anybody? Yeah. If you have any questions, please. Okay, ma. Right. This one is really very nice. So if let's assume we've sewed the clothes first, like kaftan,
Yes.
and we want to design the neck, the hand, and some parts of it. Is it advisable? We need to design it first before we sew it.
No, it's advisable. Look at this one, everybody. This is cowrie.
Yeah.
This one resemble necklace. Easily you put this one at the neck of the fabric, that is the kaftan, while you can put this one at the chest. I don't know, maybe you understand me. In the
Yeah.
middle,
Yeah.
this thing can stand there. This one will be at the neck.
Mm.
You realize that this one resemble necklace, abi?
Yes.
Isn't it? This
Yeah.
cowrie, so it's suitable. So the hand, you can put this one at the hands. Likewise, the bed can be designed with the hand. This fire can also stand at the middle
Mm.
of the kaftan. This design is suitable to design kaftan based on your own creativity. That is your own idea.
Right. Oh, thank you so much, ma.
The fourth, if you design the fabric, if your tailor is okay, it can sew it in a neater way. But when you design it that you didn't give to a good tailor, it might not bring your expectation. But it's better for you to sew the kaftan and now design your design. It's only that you will need to produce a bigger design than this little mesh. You produce the mesh that will sizable for the size of the kaftan. Another question. This one is functional. That is, they are commercialized in the market. Both batik and tie-dye and printing. It depends on the dyer. It depends on how you handle it. If you don't allow it to flat, it will not be meaningless. If the Unlike this one now, if you want to sell it, at least this one is admirable to be marketable. So you need to add zeal to it so that the work will not flat.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. I don't know if you're still hearing me.
Yes.
Thank you so much. It's very interesting and very engaging. I don't know if any other person has any question that they would like to ask now.
Yes, please. I've got a question. Thank you so
Yes,
much
please.
for the teaching this afternoon, Ma. My question is, everything you've showed us now, can we apply it to other fabrics as well? For example, Ankara and, fabrics like that.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Thank
After
you.
producing your tie-dye, you can print on it. After you might produce your batik pieces, you can still print on it. Even this one is best used for faded clothes. Maybe you're tired of the color, you want to change it, you can easily print on it.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Ma.
Even the vest. If the vest is bright color or dark color, you can use printing to bring it to life again.
Wow. Thank you so much, Ma.
Yes, ma, you're welcome.
Thank you,
Any
man.
of-
Do we have any other question? All right. Thank you so much. It's been a fantastic session, and thanks for all your help throughout the session as well. The 3 sessions. The first one, tie and dye, the batik last week, and this one. They are very interesting and educative sessions, and we're really very grateful for how you shared the skills with us. We really enjoyed it. Another thing I want to mention, if you take pictures of yourself practicing what we've been taught by our trainers on how you're doing it and the final output. If you send it to admin@pureskills.org, then you can enter into a raffle draw and you can win something. But I want to see what you've done, picture or video of what you're doing, and the final output. And that would be great if you can send it to us. The information it's on the YouTube channel as well. So if you send it to us, then you can enter into a raffle draw. Anyone that you've tried from the 3 sessions on fabric design will be okay. It will be fantastic. Oh, thank you so much. And thanks everyone. If you have any question now, fine. If you don't, then we'll say this is the end of the session for today. And we'll announce the next session we'll be doing when we've made arrangement for them. Thank you so much, everyone.
Yes, you're welcome. My
Thanks for
advice to everybody is that you should try to practice on paper, that is the paperwork. You just rule the paper into 3. Session 1 for tie-dye, session 2 for batik, session 3 for printing. You can draw something like this. You can draw a motif of your choice. Then you bring it out with the help of crayon. You have series and different types of crayon. You can use crayon so that you not easily forget what we've learned so far. You're welcome.
Thank you, ma. You can thank you, Sarah Abba, thank you for subscribing. And yeah, if you can subscribe as well, you'll be seeing the invite and the other videos we'll be putting up. That would be great. Thank you so much. Okay, bye everyone.
Yeah.